at Ethos one night. There was her, me, her best friend, and her fiance all kind of had separately the idea that we needed to plan a worship night, and kind of that night at Ethos, all kind of were like, the three of them first were like, we should do a worship night, and then I came over from the other side of the room. I was like, guys, we should do a worship night, and it was like, obviously we should do a worship night. And then the next day, our grandpa got admitted to the hospital. The night before, we were doing a final practice, and I went, I don't know how I'm going to sing these songs while I'm so worried about grandpa being in the hospital. Like, this can be hard. And then the following morning, he died.
When I found out that my grandpa had passed, I felt so lost and hopeless. I had nowhere else to go to, and anything that on earth would normally help me feel better when I was feeling down just wouldn't do it, and all I could do was cry out to Jesus. There was nothing else. We were all at work, so it was kind of a shock to hear that. But one thing that my dad told me immediately, he said, don't cancel this worship night. This needs to happen still.
So we did the worship night, and it was really, really uplifting. An immense amount of joy amongst all the grief.
One of the songs that came to mind was Christ is Risen, and particularly the part, "O death, where is your sting?" It was just stuck through my head all day, and I'm like, I feel like we need to sing this song. It's gonna be hard, but it was just such a powerful statement. It was uplifting and powerful for us, but also everyone else who came. There were a lot of people just passing by who would stop and sit down and listen.
I kind of thought back to how on that first night, 4 of us had decided to do this worship night. 4 of us got this idea. This really wasn't a coincidence that it was planned for this night. It kind of really pulled me out of myself. Like, I was grieving. I had already been dealing with depression before that, and it was just like God was like, no, look at me. Like, and being able to worship God in just this deepest pit of grief was just like really, really turn my attention fully to Him and able to kind of view Him in a different way and in a new way. The way I described it, my heart was full of grief. Like, it was full, but it was also at the same time full of joy. It was a really bizarre kind of intermingling of the two, and it's just, you can really only find that with Jesus, I think. We're in the hands of a God who does care, and who does look out for us in ways we can't imagine.
Jesus is awesome.